Yeah, I see too.
Yeah, ready? Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We're the Hebrew Israelites of GMS Louisiana of the Lafayette camp. All right, coming back at you once again with another live sit down. All right, but before we get into the lesson, we are already facing the east. All right, so we're going to stand up. We want to give our praise and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Arukakudash.
We want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of Luba and Teachwell. And we also want to say peace and salutations. All right, let's be elect, the remnant of the nation of Israel, whom the Lord is going to have mercy on in these latter days. All right, whoever you are, wherever you may be at throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, and pretty much in this lesson, okay, us brothers, we were, discussing before we started rolling the camera about, what we wanted to go into today to feed the flock. Okay, and basically we wanted to get into how, all right, all of the, the problems of the world, okay, the problems of the planet Earth, and especially the problems amongst our own people, okay, the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, will eventually be solved in the kingdom of heaven, okay, because they damn sure won't be solved in this kingdom, all right, in this kingdom, this rulership, which is ruled by the biblical Edomites, okay, because as the scripture says, the Edomites is basically the man of sin, according to the Bible. And so, the fact that he has the fatness of the earth and he rules over the resources of the planet Earth, via what? The sword, okay? What is the main vibration that he's going to promote through his rulership? Sin. And all our, worldwide rebellion against Yahweh Shimon Shai. Okay, so basically, all those issues, okay, throughout the planet Earth, which the biblical Edomites are at the forefront of all these problems and issues, will be put out and done away with once Yahweh Shai and the angels come back to take them down and establish the kingdom of heaven. Okay, you brothers want to?
I got that precept. You had one up?
I have one.
Go ahead, brother.
I'm just gonna back up what you have. Second
All right, where you want to start from?
Verse 26.
It's the book of Second Esdras, chapter 4, verse 26, and it reads, "Then answered he me and said, The more thou searchest, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel. For the world hasted fast to pass away."
Yeah, because in this chapter, our forefather Ezra, okay, was even, sighing and crying for all the things that were being done, not only to, of course, to his people, because at that time we were in captivity under the ancient Babylonians, but as well all of the iniquity throughout the planet Earth. Ezra was sighing and crying, because of all those things, and through his fleshly corner mind, he was trying to figure out, why all those things were so, and why did the Lord, allow things to get so bad. And basically, the angels telling Ezra, hey, the more you try to search out, why the Most High does things that He does, and why the Most High brings forth the type of judgment that He does. Okay, the more that you search, all right, the more you're gonna marvel. Okay, pretty much the more it's gonna bug you out because you'll never search out why Yahweh Shema Shai does the things that He does and the judgment that He brings because it's far above your carnal mind can understand. Okay, your brother said something.
I'm going to say one.
This is Ecclesiastes 6, and I'm gonna start at 11. It says, "Seeing where many things that increase vanity, what is man the better?" It says, "For who knoweth what is good for man in this life? All the days of his life, all the days of his vain life will spend it as a shadow. For who, for who can tell a man what shall be after him until the sun, under the sun, Shalakia?" So basically, it's saying, like that scripture the brother just brought out in Second Esdras. All right, it says that what a man seeketh, he searcheth all his life, but he searcheth in vanity, man. All right, if he's not searching according to these scriptures, he's searching in vanity, man. All right, he's wasting his life away. All right, as it says, as a shadow, man. He's spinning it up. All right, not knowing the real purpose of life. All right, but you have it up.
Yeah, and that's why the scriptures tell you in Wisdom of Solomon 9, hardly do we guess aright. We can't even guess aright things that are going on the planet Earth. So how much less things that are going on in the heavens? Okay, if we were to try to fully wrap our heads around the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai in the spirit, okay, we would marvel. We would bug ourselves out, and it would all end up in vanity because we'll never truly and fully figure it out. You know, but
Right back in that second Ezra chapter 4, verse 27, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities.
so the angels told Ezra, this world, okay, the world that he was in at that current time, the Babylonian Empire, was full of unrighteousness and infirmities. And if it was like that during the time of Ezra, then how much more during our time? Well, now here it is. We're in the new Babylon, okay, Babylon the Great, America, okay, which is in power over the whole entire world, doing what? Spreading the wine of the wrath of his fornication, and bringing forth all types of unrighteousness and infirmities, sicknesses, diseases, all right, falsehoods, deceits, enchantments, all these things, okay, and all is done, okay, all this country has done was bring forth a world full of problems, okay. If y'all brothers didn't have it,
I got one.
Con, you got it out.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 14. I'm going to read through 18. You just stop me where you wanted that out. It says, I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting, cannot be numbered.
Right? Yeah. So the things that we want, okay, the things that we want in the spirit, cannot be numbered. You can't put it in a box. You can't define it with the carnal, fleshly mind. Okay, basically you can't put the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai in a box.
Right, right. And if I can say, that's why Ezra was in the state he was, because he's going to get into how much knowledge increased and much sorrow, because the more he knew, the more sorrowful, because ultimately, this wisdom is what? It's innumerable, man. I'm going to read that latter part again. Ecclesiastes 1 and 15. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanted cannot be numbered, because us being in this flesh, there's no cap to wisdom. So therefore, it brings our heart much sorrow because we're ever chasing, ever trying to obtain onto this thing, man. Ever saying, okay, well, there's so much more I gotta get to. Man, how much more? I don't know all this. I gotta go into all this. I gotta patch up on this. I gotta make sure I'm growing in this side. You know what I mean? Prophecy, breakdowns, teaching. We gotta be level on all playing fields. So the Most High has made it that way, and that's also mercy onto us because in this society, Esau says, okay, well, you get a PhD, you're basically a made man in this society. You become a doctor, a top engineer. That's the cap on this society, man. But the Most High doesn't have a cap on wisdom, man. It's ever innumerable, man. Just like the ways of the Lord. So we're ever always on our toes. That makes us not complacent. That makes us say, okay, well, I can still learn more. Even the apostles are a testament to this because they constantly say that what? Ultimately, they're still learning. They learn new things every day, man. So the apostles who the Lord used to shake this place up and wake this place up, to say something as humble as that, man, how much more should we be in our mindsets? But you got it out. I want back in that second Ezra. Keep going. Well, I got a little more on Ecclesiastes.
Yeah,
If I can read it.
God.
All right. We're going back to Ecclesiastes. All right. So, all right. Ecclesiastes 1 and 16. I commune with my own heart, saying, Lo, I am come to great estate and have gotten more wisdom than all they, Salakia, all they that have been before me in Jerusalem. Yea, my heart had great experience of wisdom and knowledge.
Yeah, because Solomon was the wisest king to rule over the planet Earth ever. Solomon prayed for that wisdom. Okay, he prayed for it more than riches, more than gold and silver, and it pleased the Lord. So, hey, the Lord blessed him with all the wisdom that he could desire, plus all the riches in gold and silver and things like that he didn't pray for. Okay.
Yeah, man. And that's a testament to how the Lord deals with us men, the elect man, because we don't go to sleep or we don't wake up in the morning between the day, whatever time we pray to the Most High and say, Lord, can you put some new tires on my car? Lord, can you put $1,000 in my bank account? No, we say, Lord, can you make me sharper? Can you make me a better brother? Can you make me a better understanding? Can you make me more patient, man? All right? Can you make me more apt to teach in this flesh, man? So the things that we pray for and the relationship that we have with the Most High plays out on our lots and our roles in the society in the flesh, man. So if we have that relationship and we constantly ask for wisdom to the Most High, it's going to play out in our roles, man. You're going to see us growing. You're going to see us get more in depth with the scriptures. You're going to see us bringing out. You're going to see us get sharper, man. Because that's the wisdom that we're asking for from on high, man. We're not asking for the riches of this world, man. You got it, huh? We got a little bit more. It says, and I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is vexation of spirit.
Yeah, because King Solomon, during his reign, you found out that just as much as you have, righteousness, things that can be done right, according to the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shai, but just as there was just as much wickedness going on in the world during his time. The heathen nations, worshiping their idols, setting up altars to their idols. Okay, and unfortunately, King Solomon also played a major role in, setting up altars and temples, to the idols of these heathen nations. Okay, getting a first-hand experience at the customs and the practices that involve, serving those idols. Okay, and King Solomon, pretty much summed it up and said that it was all vexation of the spirit, because it was all rebellion against the Lord at the end of the day, and confusion.
Ooh, hey, let me bring this out real quick, because this is parallel with that what Solomon brought out in Ecclesiastes, the first chapter, man. All right, so this is just a little bit more another look into it, because all that wisdom, all right, that Solomon was given, which is ultimately Yahushua, the good, the evil. That's like it unto us on the earth. We've been given to know, to know all things. We know about all the evils, the grave evils on the earth, man, as well as we know about the good, the tender mercies of the Lord, man. All right, and we teach those things, man. We teach her how low, disgusting, and grimy these devils are, the evil, wicked acts that they, down to the nastiest things they do, man. Yeah. And we also teach down to the most righteous and merciful things that the Heavenly Father does, man. So we've given our hearts to know madness and folly, man. And we've come to the conclusion that what? It's vanity and vexation. This is Sirach 47, and I'm gonna start at verse 12. It says, after him rose up a wise son, as for his sake he dwelt in lords, going into Solomon, right? It says Solomon reigned in a peace, because the title of the lesson is what? Until Shiloh come, right? Because ultimately we want the earth to be restored, man. And we're mad and we have a bone to pick with the society because it's not going according to our Father's will, man. So until it goes according to our Father's will, until this place be destroyed, you're going to see us in this state of mind. You're going to see us with this austere countenance, man. You're going to see us rebuking and upbraiding this place, man. All right, this is Sirach 47 and 13. Solomon reigned in a peaceable time. Keep that word peaceable in mind, because we're going to get into that word Shiloh. It says, and was honored, for the Most High made all quiet round about him, right? And when everything is quiet round about you, that means you have power, you have dominion, you have control. You have no one that's coming up against you and saying, okay, well, I'm challenging the throne. That's how it's going to be when Yahushua restores us, man. Yeah, man, it's going to be quiet. Like if you have a strong opponent that goes into the arena, if you have a strong opponent that goes into the arena, and everybody knows that this opponent is serious about his craft, he's been working all year. All right, he's not to be messed with in the arena. All right, he's a true opponent. What? You're not gonna see the crowd just giving any type of emotions. They're gonna be serious, like, oh man, he coming through. That's how Yahushua is gonna reign, man. Just as he did at Solomon. But it says, Sirach 47 and 14. For the Most High made all quiet round about him, that he might build an house in his name and prepare his sanctuary forever. how wise was thou in thy youth? Because you see, Solomon was going into that Ecclesiastes, the first chapter, about being wise, about knowing and understanding certain things. It says, how wise was thou in thy youth, and as a flood filled with understanding, because that's what the Spirit of the Lord put on him, man, because that was Yahushua, man. He was given dominion, man. Solomon was here in the Americas, man, with Yahushua, man. He was here over here, man, in Babylon, spiritual Babylon, man. All right, bitter. All right, this bitter land, man. Okay, but it says, because scriptures go into about the peacocks, all right, the certain things that were only accessible on this side of the globe, man, that our people ventured off to through Solomon, which is Yahushua, man. So that tells you the strength of the Lord, man. But it says, Sirach 47 and let's see where we at. Verse 14, how wise was thou in thy youth, and as a flood filled with understanding. Thy soul covered the whole earth, and thou filled it with dark parables. Thy name went far unto the islands, and for thy peace thou wast beloved. You see, the countries marveled at thee for thy songs and proverbs and parables and interpretations. By the name of the Lord Yahweh, which is called the Lord power of Israel, thou didst gather gold as tin. You see? So riches and certain things were nothing unto Solomon, man. That was easy, man. Gold as tin, that means what? Hey, I got gold like it's nothing. Like Jake have just money just all over the place, man. Gold, things, just gold and silver just coming out of the closets, man. That's how we're gonna be in the kingdom of heaven through Yahushua, man. It's gonna be an abundance of riches, man. An abundance of power, man. But for right now, we're capitalizing on the moment of all the hell that's being take place upon the earth, man. All the wrong, the injustice that's going on, man. It's the last verse, huh? It says, verse 19, thou didst bow thy loins unto women, and by thy body thou was brought into subjection. Thou didst stain thy honor and pollute thy seed, so that thou broughtest wrath upon thy children and was grieved for thy folly. Because ultimately Solomon went off, man. Right? But ultimately, through Yahushua, all right, we were made perfect, man, through faith. So the Lord has did a marvelous work throughout our whole lifetime. With now standing in this life right now, it would seem as if it was but for a moment. We read about these things and we're like, man, we here in America now. That's why the scriptures tell you it's no more remembrance of former things, man. Because now we here in America, and it's like we just popped up here. Oh man, we just here in slavery now. But when we go through these scriptures, it tells you how the time of the Lord works, man. The Lord don't work in the time of these heathen nations, man. That was it, huh? You got a precept almost.
All right, this is Luke 12 and Luke 12 and 15. It says, and he said unto them, take heed, beware of covetousness, for a man's life consists not in the abundance of things which he's possessing. All right, so we're not, we don't put all our trust in the things that we possess, because we ultimately know that all of these things are really corrupt, because we're in a corrupt system, in a corrupt society, under a corrupt ruler. All right, so we're not putting our trust, all right, in the things that we have here, man. All right, we're waiting for Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, to establish that rulership of righteousness, man. All right, what you got it up? That's it on that.
One of your brothers did Habakkuk 1 and start from the top.
Yeah, I got you, right here. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 1, verse 1. The burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see. O Lord, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? Even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save.
Yeah, and sometimes that's how we feel. You know, all this wickedness going on around the world that is able to flourish. Okay, we as the hopeful elect,
Y'all keep running.
Yeah, so all this wickedness that's going on around the world, and we that are of the hopeful elect of Israel, we constantly sigh and cry to the Lord every day because of all these iniquities. But if sometimes it seems like the Lord is not going to get us out of this out of this situation. You know, um, you can continue reading for the brother.
Where you was at? Second
You
Ezra.
stopped at verse 2, read verse 3.
Second Ezra.
No, Habakkuk 1.
Habakkuk 1. And where you want to start at?
Verse 3.
All right, this is Habakkuk 1 and verse 3. It says, "Why dost thou show me iniquity and cause me to behold grievousness? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that rise up strife and contention."
Yeah, strife and contention, is constantly rising up, around us. Okay, wherever we live, wherever we work, wherever we go in public, you always see, all types of strife and contention, fighting amongst people. Now, real quick, Doc, can you read that same verse in the NLT? Right.
All right. This is Habakkuk 2 and 3. 1 and 3, Shalakia. It says, "Why do you show me iniquity?" And, all right, this is the new. This is the new line translation, Living Translation, Shalakia. It says, "Must." Yeah. Wait, must I forever see these evil deeds? Why must I watch all this misery, Shalakia? Wherefore I look to see destruction and violence. I am surrounded by people who love to argue and fight.
Yeah, and does not that describe our lives today here in America, Babylon the Great, down to a T? Constantly surrounded by people who love to argue and fight, whether it be our family members, our co-workers, people in general that you see amongst the world. All these different road rage incidents where people, here it is, you might get into it with somebody on the road, and then the two people, okay, in the two cars or whatever, literally get out of their cars in the middle of the street and start going toe to toe. That's the world that we live in. You want to say something?
Yeah. Because even like, man, people have taken road rage to a whole nother level now, man. And I mean, I've just seen two incidents, or three incidents rather, where people brought out guns, man. All right, just in Texas, this man and this woman. This woman, mostly she was in her emotions, and she shot the gun. She shot the gun at the person that she was having a conversation with, man. All right, and blindly at that, man. Could have shot anybody. All right, bullets could have hit anybody, man. A pedestrian, a baby, anybody, man. All right, so that just shows you that scripture also shows that the love of many shall wax cold in these last days, man, which we're seeing right now today, man. All right, proving that we also in those end times, man. All right.
Right. End time. Yeah, because this world doesn't have any problem solving skills.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's a theme that a lot of brothers have been going into lately over the past few weeks. Problem solving skills. Here it is. This world is full of problems, but the rulers of this world doesn't show forth any ways to solve or ease any of the problems of this world, which is why this world is in a state of chaos that it's in right now.
Hey, if I can also say this, man. All right, there's not enough of TV shows like they used to be when we were growing up, where they would have how to solve family problems, or just solve problems having to deal with certain types of people, man. All right, they got rid of all those type of shows, man, because you know why? They want controversy, man. They want you to, show your ass, if you will, the way the world says it, man. They want you to be that way, man. All right, because all those shows like Bill Cosby, Family Matters, all those type of shows, even Fresh Prince, Good Times,
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That's right, man. That's right. All of those shows show some type of morals and how to deal with people, man. All right. Now all you see on TV is love and hip hop, eating LA
Uh,
meat,
Black Ink Crew,
Black Eat Crew.
Basketball Wives,
Yeah, man. That,
Real Housewives.
yeah.
All this shit.
Mob wives, all of this
Oh,
stuff,
man.
man. Crazy, crazy out there. So these are the things that the world is pushing, man. All right, they're not teaching you how to be, cordial with anybody, man. All right. Yep.
So all you gotta do is just go on World Star Hip Hop.
Yeah.
You're gonna see all types of fighting and arguing and strife and division. Okay, nothing but folly with no problem solution skills, problem solving skills.
Yep.
You know,
Mind if I bring out a precept for y'all, brothers?
you got it, all right.
Just gotta get no phone, but it's 1 Corinthians 7:31. Y'all brothers got it. It says, "And they that use this world as not abusing it for the fashion." Somebody get that word fashion. For the fashion of this world passeth away.
Yeah. So it says the fashion of this world passes away, man. The ways of this world is gonna pass away very soon, man. All right. All these ways that Esau promotes in the social media, his entertainment, music, all these different types of wines that he's feeding that he's letting the people drink. Those ways are gonna pass away, and then what? The ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is gonna be established on the earth, man. All right, the righteous way of God going to how to be a brother, how to deal with your neighbor, so forth and so on, man. Even how to deal with the other nations, man. You know. So yeah.
All right. Now this is the word fashion from 1 Corinthians 7 verse 31. I'm gonna let this play. Strong's G 4976. All right, schema. It says the habitus as comprising everything in a person which strikes the senses, the figure, bearing, discourse, actions, manner of life, etc. So all the things, okay, that pertain to the fashion of this world, all of these particular behaviors in the overall mass of the people, okay, the way they discourse, their actions, their senses, okay, their manner of life is getting ready to pass away. Because people, okay, go about all these things in wickedness, okay, left hand energy. They go about it according to the things that they see on TV, according to the things that they see on social media, TikTok, okay, and it's all in vanity, you know, and that's why hey, it needs to pass away, because look at how dumbed down and stupid people have been, okay, looking at all the things that are put in front of them via the media and stuff like that, okay. Um, that was it. Okay, now you can go back to Habakkuk 1 verse 4. Yeah, because all like the little issues of this world.
I got it. All right. It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 1, verse 4. And it reads, "Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth."
Yeah, the laws of Yahweh Shema Shai, according to the Bible, are slacked in this society. So therefore, what's the result of it? That judgment, okay, righteous judgment never goes forth. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, "Behold, ye among the heathen, and regard."
Wait, what scripture you read?
Habakkuk 1 and 5.
Oh, 4.
Kind. It says, for the wicked doth compass about the righteous. I'm gonna read over against like Habakkuk 1 and 4. Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceeded.
Yeah, so when you have a society where the laws of the Lord, according to the scriptures, are slack, all right, and righteous judgment never goes forth, okay, you end up with a world where you have more wicked people than righteous people. Okay,
Right.
which is an unjust balance. You know, you want to say something? Mark?
Right, and that's what's going on here in America. They don't even abide by their own constitution, Aki. They put these laws out, and these laws are stapled as a set in stone pillar for these Americanized people to follow. If you go against it and take as much as a stick of gum, being the likings of one of us Israelites, you getting put under the jail system, man. Hence the three strikes law, Jim Crow, Napoleonic law, all right? Different laws that are set in place and slip through these legislation systems to target specific groups of people, man. You so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes. And they run it on a scale, majority, minority. But Esau runs it with confusion because he says the minority is really the majority because ultimately he says, okay, well, we're minorities, right? That's what Esau calls us, right? Yeah. Growing up in school, he called us minorities, right? Because we were supposed to be the minor amongst his category of people. But we're the majority, man. We're the sand of the sea, man. So obviously the power is for us, Esau, all right? Even though 2/3 of our people are going to be destroying this third world war, the Lord is going to save a multitude of us out of here, man, a remnant. So the Lord didn't forget, man. Esau, you like to sweep things under the rug, hide things with your laws, framing mischief by law. But the Lord remembers all these laws. He helped you frame it, Esau. Obadiah 1:18, man. The Most High, Isaiah, when Isaiah tells you, shall the clay say to the potter, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Roughly paraphrasing. The Most High made you, Esau. He made you wicked. That's just your lot, playboy. You just got to deal with that, man. Just like we dealt with the hardcore penalty of slavery, getting our heads, our testicles, our limbs ripped off, man, thrown into the bayous of Louisiana, man, Mississippi, Texas, Arkansas, man, for centuries. But now that the Lord is working a marvelous work, and now the Lord is dealing with us now, and we're being raised up, you want to come down on us, man. That's why we're going to be found blameless, because what we're doing, it ain't a crime, man. It ain't nothing unrighteous about it. In fact, this is a form of spiritual power, man. This is a miracle right here, man, that the Lord is performing. You got it, huh? Salaki.
Yeah, Is touching back up on Habakkuk 1:4, because it said that the law is slack and judgment, all right, righteous judgment never goes forth. Okay, real quick, if you want one of your brothers didn't have a precept, can one of your brothers get a Wisdom of Solomon 14 and start at verse 22? Because when you have a society where the law, where righteous laws never goes forth, okay, it leads up to a society that promotes, okay, what the brother is getting ready to read. All right.
All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 22. It says, moreover, this was not enough for them that they erred in the knowledge of Yahweh, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, though
What about now? You good?
Just give it a second. Okay.
all right,
Can you read that verse again? Verse 22.
this is Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 22. It says, moreover, this was not enough for them that they erred in the knowledge of Yahweh, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace.
Right. So when you have society that's not founded off of the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shema Shai, okay, then society ends up in a great war of ignorance. And so far, ignorance is winning. It's been winning shit for centuries. Ever since Esau Edom came out of those caves, okay, during the beginning of the so-called Renaissance period, okay, what did the scriptures say he would do coming out of those caves? He would deceive the world. Okay, the old serpent, the dragon, that old serpent known as the devil and Satan. Okay, he would deceive the world and bring the whole world into a state of ignorance. Okay, go ahead.
Uh, verse 22, I saw 23. For whereas they slew their children in sacrifice, or used secret uh, mercenaries
Ceremonies.
ceremonies, Salakia, or made revealing of strange riddles.
Right, and that's happening at an all-time high right now. You got damn near millions of children going missing every year. Okay, but here it is. Esau Edom would never, use that as a reason to shut the world down. Okay, as a so-called as a crisis. Okay, millions and millions of children, okay, being kidnapped and missing, going every year. But somehow nobody knows where they're going. Well, we through the Spirit, we know where they're going. Okay, they're going to what the brothers just read here in verse 23. Sacrificing, being offered up to these heathen, left-hand demonic gods. Okay, you want to say something, Mark?
Yeah, because the Lord just uses that in Esau. He'll have Esau doing all these sacrifices, but it's seeming like he's growing in power from these sacrifices, right? That's what Esau. That's what Esau does, man. Man, bro, man, keep pushing, man. With Esau's sacrifices, that's what he does to, in his mind, grow his authority, grow his power, grow his magic. All right, when each sacrifice he performs, he gets more and more greedy because it's a risk that he's taking in his mind. Even the things that Esau does, the stuff that he gets away with, it's a dirty game because in his mind he's impulsive, he's risky. Remember the blessing, man. He'll settle for an uncooked piece of meat. So he loves a risk. He loves something that's exotic and foreign, man, which ultimately is against our law, is abominable, man. Thus the sacrifice that Cain gave up, man. All right, and the sacrifice that Abel gave up. But what we're talking about right now in this society, Esau, in his mind, he's getting closer and closer to the chip. So each false flag, each pestilence, in his mind, okay, I'm in the labs, I'm making crown 1-9. I'm making 8 pops. But ultimately, that's the Lord that's manipulating you, man. So who should we give glory to at the end of the day, man? Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. That's who we fear, man. We don't fear the things that the Most High created, man. We fear the things that He created, man. So we fear Him, 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 man. 39 minutes. How we sounding now? Sound a little better? At all?
Just give it a moment. I'll be just,
Okay,
right.
now we go. You want to finish the point you was making?
Yeah. But ultimately, man, we're in this lot right now because of our purpose to the Most High. Esau has a purpose. He's fulfilling it. Ishmael, Moab, it's order, man. Esau tries to make everything a disorder. Esau will take all the pieces of the puzzle, throw it on the ground, and say, put it all together. But once you put it all together, oh, that's good. No matter if it's in order or not. Oh, that's good. You got this portion over here when it's supposed to be over here. Don't worry about it. You good. You good. You're in my world. No, man. We're aiming to please the Lord, man. We're not aiming to please Esau society, man. You got it. That was it.
You can continue with verse 24 in Solomon 14.
All right. Verse 24, Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 24. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled.
And that's at an all-time high in the society. Marriages are no longer being honored. Okay, they're constantly being defiled. Men and women don't, know their role in the marriage. Okay, especially these women. They look at submission in order as, a negative thing. They look at it as slavery. They look at it as something that would degrade them as a woman. Which is why marriage is so much at an all-time low, because of these women, following after the way of the serpent, after their foremother Eve. You know. Go ahead.
Continue on.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right. It says, neither one showeth another treacherously or grieved
Read that
him,
part again. For either one.
for either showed, but either one slew,
Slew.
slew another treacherously,
Traitorously.
treacherously, or grieved him by adultery.
Backstabbing, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got it up. You
Go
want to
ahead.
speak on it?
You keep going, bro. That's a
Right.
beautiful precept. You got it right. You got one. I got one out of the book.
All right.
Read it one more time, man.
All right. He kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, but either one slew another
Traitorously.
treacherously or grieved him by adultery.
Keep going.
He says, so that they reigned in all men without expectation,
Exception.
Exception.
blood, manslaughter, theft, and dismutilation, corruption, unfaithfulness, uh, tumults, uh, pre-injury, perjury, Shalak.
And, yeah, girls are pretty much, as a matter of fact, well, yeah, pretty much, the last two verses after the verse is read, in verses 25 and 26, pretty much sums up all the problems that's in the world right now. All in a nutshell. The defiling of marriages, okay, child sacrifice, people being traitors to one another, backstabbing each other, committing adultery against each other. All these things are at an all-time high in the society, okay, because the laws of Yahweh Shema Shai is slack, and true judgment never goes forth. Nobody, stupidity reigns over the whole entire world, but nobody's, receiving any form of consequence for it. So people are just, instead of continuing in their folly. Okay. Let me see. Can you read verse down to verse 26?
I got one too.
All right. Yeah.
This is all right. What was that? Oh, 26. It says, disquieting of good men.
Disquieting of good men. Here it is. You may be, somewhat quiet person, right? So-called introverted person, right? You might be sitting somewhere, or on your job in the break room or whatever, but to yourself, minding your own business on your phone or whatever. The next thing you know, you'll have some demon come up to you, trying to talk to you, trying to say all kind of shit to you, trying to disturb your peace, basically. Okay, just being a damn nuisance to you. And that's what these people are, just a bunch of nuisances that have nothing but demons on them. Okay, trying to take your energy. Looking for attention. Go ahead.
All right. It says, disquieting of good men.
Good terms.
All right. It says, forgetfulness of good terms, defiling of souls, changing of kind.
Defiling of souls, changing of kind. What does that go? What does that go into? The alphabet movement.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to say something else?
Yeah, man, because what is Babylon going to? Bobal, confusion, man. So naturally, if the Most High named this land bitter, confusion, some more names for America, man. All right?
Marathian, which means double rebellion.
Rebellion, you know what I mean? Azareth, So ultimately, this society was put in place as a whipping stick to lash us, man, to have us for a memorial and say, man, look what the Lord did to us. And ultimately, the Lord is about growth, man. Yahweh Shema Shah is about growth. That's why we've gone from glory to glory, right? So now in these latter times, we're gonna be in the best states of mind. All right, we're gonna be in the most clearest way of thinking because we're about to meet our maker. Literally, man. How in these movies they say you about to meet your maker, but they'll be aiming a gun. You about to meet your maker, or they about to run over somebody. You know what I mean? Like I'm finna do you harm, but ultimately we're about to meet y'all by Shimmy on Shine, man, in the flesh, man. So all those things from past times are gonna come back into remembrance all at once, man. And we're gonna dwell in that essence with the Father, man. Back in our states of mind, our glorious bodies, man. You got it, man. Salaki.
Nah, that was pretty much
I got
it.
a quick one for you, Kai.
You got it out.
Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
You got it.
You got it. Y'all can break it down. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work, not a righteous work, right? Because ultimately, the sentence in this society against a righteous work, all right, will be Esau coming down and killing us. For no apparent reason, no evidence, no nothing, just no fault in us, seek our lives, man. That's what the society does, man. No fault. We just riding in our car. The society seeks our lives. We go to the store trying to eat healthy, mind our own business. The society will just seek our lives, man. Some turmoil around us, but that's the vibration of society, what the brother brought out earlier, the fashion, man. The way, the manner of life. That's the vibration in America, man. The vibration is to kill Israelites, to slaughter them. Because look how much blood, the blood is crying out. So the blood is a testimony of this land, man. The blood wants more blood, man. But this time it's going to be on the head of our oppressor, man. Esau, Edom, pertaining to Deuteronomy. The curses are going to be on our enemies, man. Not a drop and not a tittle in the law until Shiloh come, man. Like the name of the video. But it says, Ecclesiastes 8:11, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him.
Yeah, so basically the Lord continues to let you build up that tab, build up that tab, build up that tab of sin. You know, because obviously our people in this world doesn't believe that there's any repercussions or consequences to their actions, man. They're living their life carefree without a worry, man. All right? But little do they
tab, huh?
Yeah, but little do they know, man, they have to pay for that tab when it comes, man. All right? And it's right around the corner, man. That wait is coming. That wait is coming for that
That's
tab.
a whole lesson right there.
Yeah,
That's a lesson right there.
And that's how shot, man.
Put that down, not time, bro. Yeah, man, because ultimately these other nations have tabs too, man. And Esau, Edom, you have the biggest tab because you have the spearhead. You knock that head off, that body gonna fall. Like the brother knock that snake down, man. All right, an actual physical snake. We don't deal with them either, man. We get them out of the way because they have that certain spirit on them, just like Esau does. Slithery, cunning, deceptive. That's the mannerism that the spirit that the Most High put on Esau, man, from the beginning. That deceptive spirit, because this is a great movie, and after this movie is concluded, we have so much more. Our Father's house has many more mansions, man. We're gonna go conquer other worlds, man, and get more understanding, man, on the right hand side, man, forever and ever. You got it, out.
You know, so pretty much everything that the brother's been going into so far over the last minute or so, as well as everything that we've read here in Wisdom of Solomon 14, you know, where it talks about the defiling of souls, changing of kinds, okay, you know, child sacrifice, you know, corruption, manslaughter, dissimulation, and all the things that we just read, right? You know, ultimately, who's at the forefront of doing all those things and pushing all those things through our society? Okay, Esau, Edom. Okay, real quick, if a brother didn't have a precept, can one of y'all get Job 9 and 24?
I can get it for you.
Yeah.
It's the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Mm-hmm. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
All right, so the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, the fullness of the earth, you know, rulership over the whole entire earth. is currently given over to the wicked, which would be the biblical Edomites, the so-called white man. And just to prove real quick that that the Edomites are the wicked that the Bible speaks of, real quick, Malachi chapter 1, verse 4, whereas Edom, all right, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places, which took place during the so-called Renaissance period, right? It says, thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, right? And the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever.
Edom came back to disguise themselves, man. After the fall of that Western Roman Empire, Jay came into power, the Eastern Roman Empire, Byzantine Empire, all right? Esau came back on the earth as that serpent again, trying to disguise himself as us, man, as the chosen people. Yeah. This is First Maccabees 3:48. You got it, huh? And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Yeah, which is basically iconoclasm.
Yep.
Iconoclasm,
whitewashing.
Yeah, Esau, Edom, committed iconoclasm. Going back to the 1400s during the so-called Renaissance period. Well, guess what? He was also doing it, during the Greek Empire. Showing you what, that there's no new thing under the sun.
Hellenization.
Right.
Yeah. That's where we get Hellenization.
You got it out. And that which is then is happening again now.
Yeah.
So these devils, they got hold of our books, of our scrolls, okay, and painted their images in their in our scrolls, okay, to cover up the face of the true judges of the planet Earth, which would be the Israelites.
Right. Beautiful point to add to what we brought out earlier in Ecclesiastes 1, what Solomon was going into. There's no new thing under the sun, man.
Yeah.
So the prophets knew this, man. We knew that you can't make this up, man. This book that we're reading out of, this is life or death for you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes. And Lord willing, we're on the highways tomorrow, all right? We're going to bring it out again, man, because this body, this great millstone, will not stop until Shiloh come, man. Until we see the Lord, man. Whether it bears our own lives, man. Look at all what's going on around us, man. Death, robbing, murder, violence. It's reaching its peak. So we see all these people just going into the spirit world, coming back. It's nothing for us to give our lives to the Lord for a righteous sake, man. For a righteous cause, man. That's acceptable. The Lord is about acceptable and trying and proving, man. He's the greatest coach, the greatest life coach, the greatest professor, the greatest teacher, whatever you want to call it, man. Yahweh Shemi Shai composes all of that, man. And that's what we're after, man. We may work a daily job, we may do certain things, but our main goal is Yahweh Shemi Shai, man. You got it now,
man. Can a brother get us Sirach 10 and start from the top?
You got it out. I get it. I'm right there. Sirach 10:1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man. See, if I can say that prudent man, when we think of the perfect example of a prudent man, that's talking about Yahushua. So we read scripture like this, and ultimately our mind goes straight to Yahushua. It says government, Isaiah 9:6, the government should be upon the shoulder. It says prudent man, careful man. All right, he didn't sin in the flesh, man. That's careful. That's every move according to the Lord, man. And that's the mindset that we have to achieve too. So ultimately, these scriptures tell us what to do, how to think, where to be at, how to move, how to move in the spirit, man. The spirit guides us. You got it, huh?
Oh no, you
keep going.
Yeah, kind of, because you broke it down, huh?
Verse 2, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. It's like if you're being long with you. Got it. I'm gonna read it from the top.
That's good, huh?
Sirach 10:2, y'all got it. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers.
Yeah, all these officers of Babylon the Great, they have so much hatred for Jake. That's why they brutally killed Jake, in such a brutal fashion. And put it all up in the news for all of Jake to see, because ultimately that's how the elites of the society feel about you, Jakes. If they could, they would get hands on you, Jakes, and do the very same thing to you. But they do it in the form of these officers. because his officers come in a mindset of the elites. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 3, Salakia, verse 2 again, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Yeah, God. So what manner of man that the ruler of the city is, which was the ruler of the city, these elites of Esau Edom, Rothschilds and so on and so forth, the people are going to pattern themselves after, the manner of the ruler of the city. And as the brother Amaz brought out a while back in one of our camps, the people of this world are a reflection of the people that rule over them.
Right.
Dumbed down, stupid, bugged out, okay, rebellious against the Lord.
Degenerates.
God, degenerates, like the brother just said. But drugged up, okay, they don't know, from right to left. They're just completely through, just as the people that rule over them. You want to say something, Mark, or one of your brothers?
Let me keep going.
Yeah, Con, verses 3 and 4.
Verse 3, an unwise king destroyed his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
And these Edomites are an unwise king. Okay, they don't operate and rule off of the wisdom of Yahweh Shemel Shai, which is why the world is in so much chaos that it is right now. Okay, with no the people of the world have no problem solving skills. Okay, they just continue the same cycle of wickedness over and over and over until eventually they destroy it. Okay, you want to say something?
I could just say, as it says, a unwise king destroyed his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. And when you read that, Esau is death, man. When you read the Bible, it calls Esau's death. All right, the pale horse. So that means that he wants people to kill themselves. He wants people to kill themselves. He wants, drugs and all these different things in these different neighborhoods, man. He wants people to kill themselves. He wants to depopulate the world, man. All right, and it's because a real king is gonna watch out for his people, man. A real king is takes into consideration, if I do this, I do this, then it's gonna affect my people. It's gonna hurt my people, so I'm not gonna.
It's a watchman. That's what a watchman does. He's seeing it from afar. A watchman sees like the situation going way on over there. The watchman see, okay, they got a danger lurking in over there, over here on that side. And he able to call out and say, okay, hey, warn the people from that side. Hey, look, you got different areas coming in. They coming in closer. But if you at one angle, you're not gonna be able to see that. Or if you're in the box seat, I mean not the box seat, the court side, just right up on it, you're not gonna be able to see the clearer picture, man. The Lord got us in a perfect balance to where we seeing what's going on, and we act on it. That way, we get out of the way of judgment, man. On that other side, you got it out.
You want to finish your point?
It says, which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. I mean, that the people are going to be safe because they have a righteous ruler ruling over them, man. They don't have somebody that's just quick off the gun to make decisions because they know the person that's quick to make off decisions aren't considering the people, man. All the consequences that come with their actions, man. They just thinking about themselves.
That's right.
All right? But yeah, man.
When we get into power, people are going to be having clean water, clean food, clean diets. They're going to be in a better mental state. Like their lives are going to drastically get better.
Yeah, it's
once we get into power, because in this kingdom, people's lives are being turned into a living hell. Inflation, food shortages, stuff like that. All because they're being ruled over by the damn devil, the wicked.
Ooh, I got one after you, bro. For that point.
Yeah. Oh, you got it.
Kind of. No, go with your point first. Huh?
No, I was just gonna say, backing up the brother what he had said, like the nations are gonna be blessed because we are empowered. Because when they come to us with a sickness, we're gonna give them the remedy to try to fix that illness, to fix whatever they're dealing with in the body. Here in Esau's kingdom, man, they give us medicines just to make us get by, man.
Yeah.
All right, just so that we have to go back to them for more.
Yeah, they
You
say it on
know?
the bottles. They say it on the little fine print. Temporary relief.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Uh-huh.
Temporary relief.
Yeah.
It's a marketing game, but it's Isaiah 14, and I'm gonna start at just backing up the brother Amaya's point, and I'm wise as well. The letter in it says Isaiah 14:5. It says the Lord had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hinder it. And here's the point: the whole earth, the whole earth, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
Yeah, so hey, when this devil finally gets taken down, hey, the whole earth is going to be at rest, at peace. Okay, because like the brother just read, this devil rules the earth, rules over the nations in anger, with continual stroke, constantly looking for ways to, destroy people, physically, mentally, spiritually, trying to destroy the family structure,
Yeah.
you know.
Feminize them.
Yeah,
Like his policies and his ways are crafted in a way to dumb down our people, lessen them, feminize them, put them on drugs, put them on dope, philosophize them, indoctrinate them with his wine, man. So therefore, when they come, they see men on the highways and byways telling them their nationality. It totally bugs them out, and it's like a foreign language to them because they're used to getting spoon fed in that line. That little baby that's been rocked and been weaned with philosophies and just is used to it all the time. That baby, it's going to be hard. It's going to take a miracle for that baby to come up off of those philosophies, man.
Yeah.
To get up off of that breast of the world, man.
God,
Because that baby is hooked on it. That baby don't want to. When you got a baby that's spoiled, that baby don't want to go around nobody else except where they getting that source of happiness from, man. Where they getting that source of falsity from.
yeah.
And that's how our people are, man.
Hey, if I can just
You
say
got
this
it, brother.
one point, there's that movie called Baby Boy,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
That movie Baby Boy, and in the beginning of that movie, right, they go into speaking about this psychiatrist, all right? They go into the psychiatrist about this lady, right? And she pretty much said that the Negro man in America is pretty much a not fully is a fully grown baby, man. All right, because what he called the house, the crib.
Mm-hmm.
All right, he called his girlfriend mama.
yeah.
All right, because the psychological effect that it had on him as he grew up to be a man. All right, with these different philosophies on, like the brother said, uh, Jake didn't get off the nipple, man. All
Yeah.
right,
And if anybody comes up on the highway and says, "Hey, how do you know that these people on this sign are these people in the earth?" What the brother just said, man, the curses, man. We line up exactly fitting those things, man. Esau, Moab, Ishmael don't fit growing up in a household where it's torn apart. All right, the mother is set over to lead, man, and the father is taken out of it, given away to the prison system, given away to the street system, the dope system, man. That doesn't apply to these other nations, man. You got it, right? You get one more and take it out.
We can, a couple,
744.
God,
Woo.
God.
744.
Then we read verse 4, and then after that, jump down to verse 8, Sirach 10.
All right. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 4. It says, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time,
At the right time, go ahead.
he will set over it one that is profitable.
And who's that one that is profitable that the Lord is going to set over the earth in due time? Shiloh, man. The peaceable one, the one that's going to bring peace.
Tranquility.
Right, tranquility, as the brother just said, to the planet Earth, starting with the elect of the nation of Israel. Primarily starting with the 144,000. Because, under Yahushai, all right, under Shiloh, the 144,000 are going to be the governing body that is going to use, okay, to establish peace and order and righteousness on the planet Earth. okay, in due time, like it just says, at the right time, which that time is, right now, because this devil, is getting ready to come down with great wrath and lose his stay in mind, because he knows that he only has but a short time left to rule over the planet Earth. And so now he's getting ready to come with that charagma to continue, all right, in his blessing, all right, to continue having the fatness of the earth, and to continue, all right, ruling over the planet Earth in wickedness.
Right.
Okay, and that's why we need a profitable one, to take his ass out of power and to come into power and rule over the planet Earth. Okay,
Right. Jumping down to verse 8, Sirach 10 and 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
right. So, this kingdom is getting ready to be translated, getting ready to be translated out of the hand of Esau, Edom, and into the hand of the Israelites, starting with the Yahushai. Okay, because of all these, injuries and unrighteous dealings by these devils, all the corruption, the slavery, okay, the
Falsehood.
falsehood, the Federal Reserve, all these wars.
Yeah, government, those three unclean frogs, man. Your religious system, your banking system, your military, man. Judicial, legislative, executive branches, man. All that has to go, man. Those branches, if it doesn't produce that fruit, and that's what going into, man. Those branches of your government, Esau, which control your society, all right. If they don't bring forth that fruit, which America is super unfruitful, all right. It literally is the valley of death, all right. Bitter, like brother was going into different names, so there's no produce out of this land. That's why it's going to be loot. Fire is going to cleanse this place, man. You got it out.
Hey, can we read one more verse 10 in the same chapter?
Sirach 10 and 10, the physician cut it off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die.
And again, who's that physician? Yahushai. Even Yahushai said that he's a physician. Okay, in the book of Matthew, I believe, what was that, the ninth chapter? You don't have to get it, but
yeah.
Come on, we told this wicked scribes and Pharisees that he's a physician. But Yahushai is that physician that's getting ready to cut off this long disease that has been plaguing the earth for the last 600 years. Okay, disease, when you break it down, basically means what? Not at ease, not quiet, not at comfort. Okay, and what is the main disease that has made the earth disquieted or discomforted? Edomite supremacy,
which is a parasite.
That's right.
What a parasite does is it gets in your body and it causes diseases, man.
That's right.
Because it feeds off of your nutrition. It feeds off of your well-being. So while your body is declining, that parasite is growing and growing and growing. That's what the society is. You got it, huh?
Hey, like a parasite, right? It wants what? Junk food, man. So they want you to continue to be in that docile mind state because it feeds them, man.
Yeah.
It makes this place thrive and continue on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not only do parasites want junk food, but in general, they want just nutrition off of the body, man. Whatever's going into your body, that's why the Lord said pray and fast. So in order to get certain things out of the body, you got to pray and fast. Those parasites, you'll be maintaining a life on what you think is suitable, but you'll still have the parasites in your body. That's why you got to purge it out. Purge that leaven out, man. We're coming up into a high holy day, all right? Just came in, man. The memorial blowing the trumpets, man. And then the next week, all right, about 9 days, all right, we're gonna have the Day of Atonement, man. So we're purging that leaven out and trying to be that ultimate perfect sacrifice unto Yahushua. We're gonna get into those lessons, Lord willing. Me and these brothers get into that lesson about the seriousness of the Day of Atonement, man. But you got it out. We're gonna take it out.
Yeah, God. So pretty much, all the problems, within the world, okay, among society, and especially starting with our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, are going to be, put out, okay, and solved when Shiloh comes back, okay, which is Yahushua.
Right.
Yahushua is going to bring our nation, as well as the world, the peace that has been longing. God, Yahushua is going to bring this world and our nation the peace that that we've been longing for centuries. Okay, and so that's pretty much it on that.
Good to this,
All right, God. So, Lord willing, this video was edifying. Okay, we want to stand up, and we already facing the east. So we want to give all praise and glory to
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Arakakadash.
We want to give double honor to the apostle and elders, the great millstone of Aruba of Teachwell. We want to say peace and salutation to the elect of the nation of Israel, the remnant, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And Lord willing, we'll see you Akim on the highways and the byways tomorrow. Okay, Khan. Yeah, Khan.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Abba, Abba,
Kwam
Kwam Yashala.
Yashala. Till next time, Akim Shalom.